Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Roasted Dolphin and today we are talking about how to create your own crochet patterns. This is the ultimate guide, so I'm going to try to go over every aspect of pattern creating and give you some tips and tricks for each little section. Before we get into it, I ask that you do like and subscribe if you enjoy my videos, and comment down below if this helped you and also what type of videos you would like to see next. Alright you guys, let's get into it. There are so many different creative possibilities that you can do when creating your own crochet patterns. There's amigurumi, which is plushies, animals, items. There is home decor, there is clothing, there is accessories. Really the only thing limiting you is you. So whatever you dream up, you can probably make it into a crochet project, and the accomplishment you feel when finishing a pattern is different from just finishing a crochet project because it's something you designed. So first I wanted to show you guys a few of the finished products I've made from my own patterns that I've designed. So if you know about me and my online shops, you know that most of my patterns right now are pencil topper patterns. So I have a 2-in-1 unicorn and dragon pencil topper pattern. This was actually my very first pattern that I ever created, and it is available on my Etsy and Ko-Fi. I also have other pencil topper patterns like this bee on a flower. I also have a flower pencil topper pattern and a cyclops pencil topper pattern, and I also have a few other patterns that aren't pencil toppers. So I have this sand dollar coaster pattern. This is one of the first coasters I made with it. This is actually my first free pattern. And then I have another coaster pattern which is for seashell coasters, and they look like this. This is a rainbow version and this is a red version. And yeah, all these projects were made with my own patterns, my own designs, so you can kind of see what the pattern ends up being. I just wanted to show you guys that. Alright, so now let's get into the different essential parts of a crochet pattern. There are 4 essential elements that I have discovered in each pattern. So the first one is information pages. These are going to be the pages at the beginning and the end of the pattern that give information such as measurements, materials, abbreviations, tension, and assembly notes. And yeah, the second one is stitches, so the different types of stitches you are going to use in your pattern. The next essential element is rows. So a row is a complete line or round of the pattern that you have done. And then also repeats. Repeats are another essential part. Repeats are when you redo the same stitch pattern over and over. And yeah, those are really important in patterns. Alright you guys, so these are common abbreviations you are going to see in crochet patterns. These are US terms, not UK. So yeah, let's get into it. ST or STS means stitch or stitches. CH is chain. MR is magic ring or the magic loop or the chain 2 method, whatever you use for crocheting in a circle. SLST is slip stitch. SC is single crochet. INC is increase. DEC is decrease. HDC is half double crochet. DC is double crochet, and TC is treble crochet. These are not all of the abbreviations, but these are the most common ones. So yeah, next we are going to talk about picking your hook size and yarn weight. So now you're going to want to decide on your hook size and yarn weight for the pattern. You can make something as small as this to as big as this with the same pattern using different hook sizes and different yarn weights. I actually explain a lot in my video Crocheting for Beginners Exploring Basic Stitches, the different hook sizes and yarn weights and how they relate to each other. So I recommend checking that out if you want to know more about that. I also go over a bunch of different stuff in that video, so if you're a beginner crocheter, I really recommend checking it out. But yeah, just experiment. A popular yarn weight for plushies is a size 6 yarn. A lot of people do that for their Chanel plushies, and that hook size would be about 4 to 5. A popular keychain size is worsted weight, so a size 4, and that uses about a 3 to 3.5. And I know earrings use like 3 and under, with smaller hook sizes like a 2 1.5 to a 2.5, somewhere around there. And yeah, after that you want to decide on a stitch pattern and the color work for your creation, what colors you want to use in it, and also what stitches you want to use in it. I recommend checking out similar patterns to check out like what types of stitches you should use, and the color is completely up to you. It is your imagination. So yeah, but you definitely want to pick stitches that go together, that do well together, and also you want to make sure that the math all adds up for the pattern. There is a lot of math that goes into pattern making. I hate to say it, but it's true. So yeah. Alright you guys, so now we are going to talk about when you actually go to create a pattern. So whenever you get an idea, I think it is a great idea to sketch it out, look at what kind of shapes you want to make, how it comes together, all that type of stuff. Just brainstorm. And using visual aids really helps you whenever you go to get to crocheting, and you can see, you know, what shapes you want to make. So whenever you start actually writing down the pattern, you want to break it down into different little sections so you're not so overwhelmed with the whole thing. I like to break it down into the separate shapes that make up the pattern. So like the base for a pencil topper is a tube, and then the head is a circle. So yeah, you just want to break it down, and it's really important to organize and plan because it helps you out later whenever you're actually crocheting and working on it. So you want to make sure you have everything planned out. Okay you guys, so whenever you're creating a pattern, you want to make sure it is clear and concise and people can understand it. This is a sample of a pattern I found on Google. You can see it has visual aids, it has the different rows bolded, it has sewing instructions. This is a really well written pattern. And yeah, but the formats that I use for my patterns is I do a cover page, I do a materials page, I do an abbreviations page, and then I get into the pattern, and then I have tension and assembly notes at the end of the pattern, and then I have a tester's appreciation. We will get into testers in a second. And yeah, that is the format of my patterns. It is similar to this one, but this one is way smaller, way shorter. And yeah, so a few helpful tips for writing a pattern is making sure to include a lot of visual aids, pictures, drawings, whatever you think will help. You can also include the introduction pages, so the materials, the abbreviations, the measurements. That helps out a lot. You also want to make sure that the format is the same throughout the whole pattern so it's not confusing. You want to make sure the rows all start at the same place and all that nice type of stuff. You want to make sure it's pretty. I write all my patterns in Canva to use their templates and their pictures and all that stuff. I really think it's great. I really recommend it. And yeah, also including sewing instructions and tension notes and assembly notes, stuff like that. That really helps out. And now we're going to talk about the importance of testers. So whenever you finish writing a crochet pattern, what you want to do is you want to try to get testers to test your pattern so they can help you figure out if there's anything wrong with it, if you need to work out any kinks, if something's confusing and you can fix it. I post all my tester calls on Instagram, and that's where I get all my testers. But I also post about my tester calls on all my socials. It's really important to get it out there so people know that your tester call is happening. If people don't see it, people aren't gonna apply, and that's just what happens. So yeah, you want to share on all your socials that you have a tester call, but there are a bunch of other places you can do tester calls. I've seen people do it on Facebook. I've seen people get testers on the Ribbler app. And yeah. Alright you guys, so I mentioned a few programs briefly that I use throughout this video, and I just wanted to list them all out really quickly for you guys. So I use Canva to write my patterns. It is a website. There's also an app that you can use. For testers, I post my tester calls on Instagram, but I post about them on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, just to get the word out there to try and get more testers. For posting my finished patterns, I post them on Etsy, I post them on Ko-fi or Ko-fi, however you pronounce it, and I post them on Ribbler, the Ribbler app. And yeah, those are all the resources that I have for you guys for pattern making. And that is the end of this video. You can really create a crochet pattern for anything. The possibilities are limitless. I hope this video helped you in starting to create your own crochet patterns. If you have any questions or comments, put them down below. And yeah, if you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more of my content. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.